Greenhouse plant tour. Yeah! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and today I'm going to show you all of the plants I currently have in our greenhouse. I'm super excited about this video because there are a lot of plants in here that I haven't shown you in a while. What is happening with the sun? Why is it back? I'm super excited about this video because some of these plants I haven't showed you at all yet. This video is kindly sponsored by Skillshare. I will talk a little bit more about them later on in the video. This is not a greenhouse update video, so I'm not going to show you the projects that we've done and stuff. I will keep those separate videos, but just all of the plants. To continue and finish the first video that I made, which you can find here, of all of my plants in the house, and I noticed that because I've moved quite a lot of plants up here, also rare plants or hard to find plants, that it wasn't a very complete video even though it was a very long video. Check out this playlist for all the videos about the greenhouse and about the projects that we've been doing in here. First of all, let me give you an overview. This is how it currently looks, and we're gonna start on the left. In this corner, we have a lot of palms, this Dracaena that my boyfriend really liked, a really nice palm tree that I found on sale, and then a yucca tree that was at my boyfriend's work and it was almost dead. We are rescuing it, so it's starting to look nicer again. This is a plant I never thought I would own, so that's gonna go back to his school. Here is the nice palm that we bought in a video recently. It's doing well, it's putting out new leaves or fronds or whatever they're called. And then down here is another one of my boyfriend's palms. Beautiful and growing, so that's cool too. Behind here is our living wall, which some have been doing really well and others not so much. For example, this used to be a variegated string of pearls, and as you can see, all that's left is a little, I left these in on purpose for you guys to see that not everything always works out as it should, although these little beads are still alive. I did take some cuttings, so you'll see those later. Some of the plants that are doing really well in here are these sedums. They're growing very easily. And this is a Hoya memoria, which is also rooted and growing now. You can see the new leaves. There's a lot of them here as well. And then these, I think they are growing as well. They're a little bit slower, so it's harder to see. Some of these Ripsalis-like plants. Hoya, ooh, thick fly, hello. This is Hoya Sunrise. This has been struggling a little bit. I think it got too dry at one point, but it's okay. And then down here, a David Cummingy, which is also finally alive and growing after a long time. You will see some mealybugs all over the place because I've been having a little bit more pest problems with them. I guess it's because I have so many Hoyas now that I'm getting more mealybugs as well. Oh, yucca in my eye. This is the Silver Glory that I bought in the Global Garden video, which you can find here. And I noticed that it has grown a lot and it's actually flowering right now. Look, it's kind of stuck in the other plant, but there's a lot of flowers in it. So that's really cute. It's going well. And then this one is also growing some new pointy things, so that's really, I think it's just adorable. And next to that we have my Hoya, wait, I said it wrong. This is my Hoya David Cummingy, and this is the Hoya Waieti, if you noticed. Sorry. So Hoya David Cummingy is also doing really well. It's growing new leaves all over the place. And I noticed recently that down here, damn, the palm keeps being in the way, there's a flower. And then I was digging around to see if it had more growth in here, and there was. Where are you hiding now? Yes, there it is. Another flower. Isn't that cool? These are my first two flowers in the greenhouse Hoyas, so that's very exciting. And there's some more peduncles there as well. Adorable. This is also a sedum, and up here we have a few taller plants. So this is my Pachira aquatica that was not doing great inside. It seems to like it in here. And then my Cycas revoluta that put out 2 new leaves since moving in here. It had not grown a new leaf in 2 years at least, and now it has 2 new leaves, so that's really exciting. And then some propagations that are being eaten by the snails, unfortunately. Up here is the jungle cactus part 1. I am super excited about this. Let me take them down for a sec. So this one I've had many years and it's growing again, which is always exciting to see. It used to get a little bit too little light inside, by the way. Mickey is keeping us company. But now in the greenhouse, it's getting more light and it seems a little bit more happy. Then we have this one. This is the Ripsalis Lipizmium bolivianum. So Ripsalis family, I think. And it's grown a lot of new bits. I love these bits. Look at them. They're so funky and cute. And all of these here as well, the side bits are all new. So I really like this plant. I'm very excited. There's always some bugs hiding in there though, so I'm gonna pop it back quickly. And then the last one up here is the Ripsalis paradoxa chain, which is really nice and geographical looking. Hey, editing Rose here. I'm really sorry about mispronouncing a lot of words or mispicking words. I obviously meant geometrical here. I had just had 2 full days of headaches, so I'm still a little bit wobbly as I filmed this video. I hope you don't mind. And maybe you can see the lighter green is a new bit. These are all getting a lot longer. So when I bought this definitely wasn't this long. I'm very excited to see that I can keep them alive and growing. And there are some new bits coming out the top as well, which is adorable. It always helps, from what I've seen, to give these kinds of plants enough light from the top so that they keep putting out new bits. Then here we have my normal string of hearts hanging, and you can see some of them are a little bit dried out, but I watered it recently and the new ones are plumping up again. This is quite a tricky plant, I feel like, in general. So I'm happy that it's still alive here. It's getting enough light so far, but it's very cute. And it's just hanging on a little thread to the top there. We did install a sun screen thing to not burn all the plants. Over here is a big papyrus plant. I forget the name, but these are a certain cool kind which are triangular in stems, which apparently is a different form than the one that's usually sold in garden centers and stuff, and it's getting really big. My father-in-law grew these from little seeds and then we continue to grow them, and this is how big they've gotten so far. His are even bigger, so they're really promising. They grow really well. Next to that is our banana, which doesn't even fit in the screen. It's so big now. It's grown really nice big leaves. This is like a fake banana or a red banana if you want to look them up. There's another leaf on the way. Oh, and currently it's 24 degrees in here and 65% humidity. My boyfriend sprays every day to keep the humidity high in here. Here's a more banana project. We're trying to bring this back from the dead, which is working well, from our neighbor. This is my adorable cat. Hello. This is our smaller banana that we bought recently. There's some cuttings that I've completely ignored, so whoops. And then back here is still our apple tree, which keeps growing. It's kind of interesting. And before I forget, we actually have 2 bananas here as well. These are Musa propagations that my boyfriend took and is growing. That's his project. And I really like that he's now experimenting with plants as well. He's enjoying growing them. He's making propagations even. So this is very exciting. Mickey eating the grass that randomly grew in our banana. Okay, sir. Good find. The only piece of grass in the whole greenhouse. Before I take you over to the other side, let me take a moment to talk about our sponsor. Skillshare is an awesome online learning platform. I'm really enjoying being on there and I'm learning so much. There's classes about plant care, photography, editing, but also sewing, painting, drawing, all the things that could help you be creative or express yourself. I'm currently actually taking a class that's called Plant Photography, Take Better Photos at Home for Instagram, so that is perfect. I'm always trying to learn new ways to show off my plants in the best way possible. And the best thing is, since it is a paid platform, there are no ads and the classes are really short and accessible. So it doesn't take a lot of time to learn new creative things. The first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a 1 month free trial on Skillshare. So head over there now, click the link and sign up to see if there is something that you're interested in learning on there and we can learn together. Let's get back to the plants. On the other side, we also have some jungle cactus and some actual cactus. Let's start in this corner. This is a propagation project that I'm doing with these kinds of plants because I don't really know how they work yet. And I found that if you start to propagate a plant, you definitely understand it a little bit better. So I'm trying to learn to understand jungle cactus better, or jungle cacti. And as you can see, there are some that are already growing. So that's quite cool. Next to that, we have my old aloe that is, I don't know, it gets really ugly, so I've ignored it a little bit. Then here we have my clarinerviums. I've moved both of them. Mickey is really wanting some attention, apparently. I've moved both of my clarinerviums down in here out of the tent because they were getting way too big and too tall. And I almost gave this to one of my friends, but she said she doesn't know how to take care of it yet. So unfortunately, it didn't go home with her. One of our friends just was over here and I gave it to him to give to his girlfriend or wife actually, for their new home. So it has found a new home where it's gonna get all the love it deserves. Yay! This one is for my mom. So she's gonna take this home when I'm sure it doesn't have any pests anymore. And it's looking really beautiful in the greenhouse actually. So that's quite exciting. Here's my old Christmas cactus. That is, I guess I brought it back from the dead almost, but there's some growth on it. Yes, Mickey, you're beautiful. Then the caladiums, oh, there's actually a spider here. Sorry, Mr. Spider. So this is, I think, either the White Queen or the Fantasy. I still can't tell them apart. I think this is the White Queen, so this might be the Fantasy. And then the Candidum. So that's not super happy, but there's a new leaf coming. Then this is the Autumn Beauty, which has definitely looked better. I moved it back into the window to get more light because all the leaves started to look like this. And I prefer them to be super red, which they were before, but not anymore. So I don't know what's happening with that. It's very random. Still very beautiful. I mean, this is a beautiful leaf, but not what I expected. This is the jade plant that I got from my grandma after she passed away. So we're just giving that a little bit more light and love in here. This is the big Zebrina that came with the variegated one that I have inside. And the old leaves all struggled a lot with the amount of light in the greenhouse, so they all burned basically. But the new leaves are adjusted to the amount of light. This one is very light, but it's okay. And it's, yeah, they're quite sturdy and they're standing up a lot more. So I think it likes it in here now. Viola the fiddle has thrown a massive fit since moving her here. But there is also some new growth. So this stem had quite a lot of leaves, but not anymore. You see those videos where they say that they're dropping all of their leaves, and that's basically what she did. But there is some new leaves growing again. Look how cute. A little bit smaller than before, maybe because of the highlight, I don't know. Next to that, I have some mushu propagations that once they grow one normal leaf, I'm gonna sell them probably. But so far the leaves all come out like this. So they get stuck, it seems like, because they're so small and fragile. So that's a little bit of a shame. Here is my Syngonium confetti, the original one that I got from my friend Aidana. Up here is a fun story. This is my Burlmarx Burlmarx variegata that I got with 0 variegation for like a lot of leaves. But the new leaves, this one has a spot of variegation and this one has really nice variegation as well. So finally, after literally all of these leaves being fully green, it's got some. So hope restored. This is a cutting of my yellow variegated Syngonium. And as you can see, it's mostly green because the stem was very half-half. So this part grew from the green part of the stem, and I'm afraid it's just gonna be green. But that's okay, we're just gonna wait and see. This is a few cuttings of the Philodendron Brontianum? Yes, I think so. And they're adorable, but they have been struggling a little bit and getting stuck and stuff, so I hope it's gonna do a little bit better. Here's more of those propagations that I talked about. This is a different, slightly different kind than the other one I showed you, but also a papyrus. And then we have the beautiful cactus, still alive, still growing, so it's exciting. Up here, we have some sedum burrito, which I absolutely love. I think it's a beautiful, stunning plant. And from the top here, you can see that it's growing new bits from the top as well. I really enjoy growing this, even though it's so easy to drop. Like you can see, every time I water it, a lot of the tiny leaves fall off, which is quite sad. But I found a solution because I keep popping the fallen leaves into the pot with the fiddly fig. And as you can see, they are starting to grow. So I might make another pot of little, there's another one there. They're all starting to grow. So this is like a unintended propagation station for succulents. And then over there is the beautiful Epiphyllum anguliger. I can't really take it off right now, but you can see how many leaves are growing. The ones growing upwards are all new and all beautiful red. So far, I'm really impressed also with the speed of these plants. The only one I haven't really figured out yet is the Epiphyllum chrysocardamum, I think it is. It's quite tricky. I think there is a few new growths on here, like this one is new and it's alive. But this is a little bit harder to tell whether it's happy than the other ones. This one is a lot more clear whether it's growing or not. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if you also have this experience, or if you have any good tips for this one. I would love to know. Then I have to take a few steps back to show you our Strelitzia Philippe, who also put some new leaves out in all of the plants. So I think it's quite happy with the amount of light it's getting. This is what happens when I can't help myself and help the plant out. If I don't help it, it stays in one piece. This one as well. Beautiful big leaves. And then hidden behind the Strelitzia a little bit is that beautiful Alocasia that we have here. The leaves are a little bit smaller, so I don't know why that is. When we bought it, the leaves were much bigger, but that's okay. I might have to give this a little bit more light or something. I'm not quite sure yet. 2 days later, my boyfriend also mentioned that the plant didn't look happy, so we decided to check the roots. So root bound. I untangled the roots a bit and repotted it in a little bit more space, so hopefully it's gonna grow much better again. Behind here is my Prince of Orange, which now is growing steadily. You can see older leaf there, and then this one. And before, when it was growing inside, it had some trouble. So this one and this one. This is actually a plant with stretch marks that haven't gone away because of the amount of light that it got inside. It was too much. So it grew too quickly, and then I moved it to a darker spot, and this one was like, I don't like life. So now it's finally back to beautiful big size, and this leaf. Hello, Maggie. You want to say hi as well? The cats are needy today. Hello. Anyway, I'm quite happy with the growth on this. I already showed you the Clarinervia. Down here we have more Mushu propagations. This is my Ring of Fire, the bases of the plant that was already rooted in the soil, and you can see how this is a lot nicer than the other propagations. I think like these were a lot more stable because they had already had roots, so they were already based and they were getting the nutrients. I can't speak today, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's a little bit more good looking. This was a caladium bulb that I got that never really grew, so that's okay too, that happens. These are the caladiums that did grow. I think this is another white queen, maybe. This is the frog that I got from a friend. Tiny frog leaves. And this is the Fanny Munson, Fanny Munster, that is finally starting to look big and beautiful. Here's some more leaves. It started off quite dark like this, but it's finally turning into the lighter see-through. Can you see my finger behind there? See-through leaves, so that's very exciting. Here's another banana. This is a Musa Bashu, winter hardy banana plant that we also have outside of the greenhouse. Then up on this ledge, which by the way we created with one of my boyfriend's leftover bits that were in the way in the shed, we have some of the succulents that are still alive, but maybe not. Oh, this is actually growing. It's making a second rosette. Not super happy though. Let's see, this is a propagation of the almost dead plant that I showed you before in the living wall. I think it's alive and growing. Look at the little berries, it's so cute. This is the non-variegated propagations, a little bit dry, but also growing. Look, they're happy. I'm very surprised and happy that they are happy. Back here is some of the succulents that I had already. Mother of Thousands. I don't know what this one is. I got it as a cutting. And then this adorable one, which I really actually like this one. But they're all up here because they're getting a little bit more light up here. It's closer to the roof. Back there is I think you may have seen the short about it. That's my cactus seeds. I'm not gonna take them out again because I showed you them in a recent video. If you haven't seen it, check this. This one is an exciting one because this Hoya, I was kind of over it inside. This is Hoya comforifolia. And then I saw my friend have it and it flowered for her and the leaves were super beautiful in the botanic gardens as well. They're really red or brownish. So I decided to move it out here to see if I can sun stress it to get it a little bit darker and then maybe get it to flower, because literally the flowers were adorable. Google them real quick if you want, or look them up on Instagram because it's adorable. And look, it's starting to get that nice tanny color and it's growing a lot as well, much more than when I had it inside under a grow light in not the ideal spot, because this was not my favorite plant. Next to it is the tortum that I've been struggling with. If you've been following along, a lot of leaves died on this one before I finally got it to grow in the greenhouse, in the grow tent, sorry. So that's why there's a lot of aerial roots, because it was in super high humidity. But it's starting to climb and it got too tall for the place I had it in the tent. So that's why I moved it outside. But immediately from moving it outside, it got damaged. Also, it had some maybe pests, or it was in a tent with pests. And this doesn't look good either. See how that's like an ombre effect of like orangey yellow? I don't know if this is gonna survive, but that's okay. It's not my favorite plant anyway. This is a cute jungle cactus as well, which is the beaver tail. It was a little bit, hi Mickey, a little bit less full when I got it. Hello. You want to come join? Look at the plants with Mama. Oh, he always gets stuck. My cats are a little bit, let's say, not the most physically fit ever. Yeah, you like this one, don't you? Okay, this one, you will see mealybugs. I know, I'm aware. I'm treating them with alcohol every now and then. Mickey really wants to be petted. But there's some new growth on this one. That's all I wanted to show. There's growth. Yay, it's alive. Okay, next. This is my variegated Syngonium, the white variegated one that has been growing steadily in the greenhouse and also is starting to grow up, climbing. So that's exciting, but also a little bit annoying because I really liked it as a full pot down here. So I made 2 propagations and I popped them back in the pot, which you will see here. They have adorable variegation. I grew them from like tiny stems that I cut off the main plant. So really happy that this worked out. Mickey is also really happy that it worked out. Yes. Okay, moving on. The Pink Princess I showed you in the Pink Princess video with a beautiful new pink. The newest leaf doesn't have that much pink, but I'm hoping it will come back on the next one or so. That's growing well. I have all of the Pink Princesses here together to get nice amounts of light. This one I propagated to see if I can re-stimulate some pink. There's 2 growth points, or even 3 on this. This one, ooh, look at that. Has a nice amount of pink, but maybe only on the back of the leaf. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. It would be the first pink ever on this whole plant. So I'm very suspicious in thinking that it might be the highlight situation. This one did have some pink before, but not so much on the new leaves. And this one is the tallest one, which did have nice pink before. It has some pink again now on this leaf, which I'm really happy about. Not so much on the next one, but who knows, it might come back even more. Huh, Mickey? I hung up these as inspiration. No, they were there already, but maybe can inspire the Pink Princesses. And I kind of skipped over the cacti. So these are my 3 small cactus. This is the Frylea mamifera, if I'm saying that right. I just took off some of the seed pods and sent them to some people that wanted some seeds because it keeps making so many seeds. I don't know what to do with them. my little Euphorbia obesa that was flowering. The flowers just finished. As you can see, they're falling off. There's one left still. They're really, really small flowers though. And then the Astrophytum, which flowered, but I missed it. So that's really sad. I did see the flower once, but the second one I missed. I was too late. And then we have this beautiful drawing that someone made for me. I will link her Instagram below so you can find her because she is so, so talented. Look at my beautiful cats. I think I've showed you this before, but all of these are drawn from my own plant pictures, so that's really exciting. In the center here, we have a plant that Mickey very much likes, even though it has very sharp points. This is an agave that is growing very slowly but steadily, and actually the sunlight, ow, it pricked me. Actually, the sunlight in it is beautiful. You'll see some webbing, but that's actual spiders. No worries, it's not spider mites. And it's just a cool, beautiful plant. Very slow though, so hard to see if it's happy or not. I just realized that I actually completely forgot to show you the most beautiful plant that's in here right now. This morning, I cut up my most expensive plant that I've ever bought, which was 90 euros. I'm quite open with numbers, 90, for my regale, my Anthurium regale, which you see here. Can I take it out? Ta-da! This is Reggie. I grew him from a tiny, tiny baby, and these are the biggest leaves right now, but he was getting too tall for the terrarium, so I chopped him up, which was quite scary. But on these pictures you can see that he was quite root bound and the stem was getting really long, so I decided to chop him into different pieces. The top cutting I kept quite long because it didn't have that much roots. I just popped it in here so that the stem cut can still dry. See, it's still drying out, but the roots don't dry out too much, and that's going to be potted up and going back into the terrarium. There's actually a new leaf on the way. You can see my impatience here trying to get the leaf out. Whoops. This is the latest leaf. It has some marks from spraying from hard water, but it's beautiful. Hi, Mickey. So we're just going to let that sit here to dry out a little bit more. And then we have 3 little babies that are also just above the soil to dry out, but the roots are in soil already because it was so well rooted. This is the other one. And I made sure that there is a node on each cut, even though nodes on anthuriums are usually quite hard to spot. On this stem, they were actually quite easy to see because they were already getting activated. Here you can see another one that has started to grow. So that was very helpful. And then the last one was the base of the plant. So only the top here has to dry out, and it had the most roots. So I'm really, really excited to see if these 3 will start to grow. Reggie is going to go back in the terrarium and hopefully fit in there once again. We actually just ordered a different sofa, one that turns into a bed so that we can sleep here, and it's being delivered on Monday. So hopefully I'll have it by the time you're watching this video. It's really, really exciting for us because then we'll be able to sleep here and look at the stars at night. How cool would that be? And we could even have our guests sleep in here if we have my parents come over to visit or something. So I'm really, really stoked for that plan. But that will be in the different types of video. Like I said, this is only focusing on the plants. The other videos, the greenhouse playlist that I have is all about how we also set up the greenhouse and what we're doing with it. I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Consider joining my Patreon or YouTube membership. And maybe check out Skillshare. Like I said before, they are an amazing platform and I really enjoy watching videos on them. So thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye, friends. And I noticed recently that we down here have, and I noticed recently that down here, damn, the palm keeps being in the way, and then the Caladium, something with a C as well. Candidum, that's the word.